Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another Bannerlord modding tutorial stream. I hope the audio is fine. Let's see if my internet can handle this quality today. Maybe it cannot, maybe I need to lower it a bit. Yeah. I need to lower the bitrate a bit. I'm getting a better internet soon, so I can start streaming in better quality. Getting a better internet soon. Okay, so let's see. So today's stream I want to do... Oh, it cannot handle even this. I need to lower the quality more than... Maybe this is fine. So, today I want to do skill increase when you are walking in rough terrain, right? So, scouting skill when walking in difficult terrain. And this is something that the game tells you should get already. Hi Rema. The game tells you should get this already, but you don't actually get any scouting XP currently. And we'll look at that later. But first I want to do it with behavior, so the best way to add stuff to the game with modding is with behaviors. If you add behavior, it's the least chance of messing anything else up, so if possible, prefer those, I guess. But I will go through this soon, and then we will look at why the game doesn't give you XP. Because the code for this actually exists, so then we will use Harmony to look at how we can maybe fix it. And then if there's time, I might want to do something like, currently the game gives you morale for food. I would like to have some salt do something in the game, so maybe like morale from salt. It's 9 p.m. right? Should be the same time zone as Estonia. So, this morale from salt is kind of optional. Maybe I do it. This would also be with Harmony, but this is mostly just like I want to show how Harmony works, maybe. But the main thing is this scouting skill thing, and we will start with behavior since that is the best way to mod, I think. And so for tools, I will be using Visual Studio Community, just the latest version. So this thing, it's free, and then, oh, let me actually increase this. So this is free, and then Bannerlord mod template GitHub. So this thing, Bannerlord module template. I will use this to create the project, and this is fairly easy to install. And let me just show how I use it. So go to PowerShell, any terminal. Then I can press Ctrl R to do history search, because I've done this before. So then I get this line that creates... I don't need UI extender now, so let's just make a new mod. And I put the name here, so this will be like map movement tutorial mod and this will create the new project. And this is all explained, or how you install these templates is all explained here in the Bannerlord module template. This will make it easier to get started. And it will create this folder. This time it created in my user directory because I ran this command from this users directory. So the tutorial mod folder is also here. Now let's just open this in Visual Studio. So what are behaviors if I actually, so I search for initialize game starter. Let me actually write this here. So I need initialize game starter. Why does it not autocomplete this? Oh. Anyway, this is something in here, right? Initialize game starter. Selected internal virtual void. I can copy this actually. I just control click the MB submodule base to get view of the original or the what exists in the submodule base. So I want to override this. Oh, I'm missing like imports, I guess. Visual Studio will help me get this. And now it's happy with this. So when we initialize behaviors, we want to initialize them in this initialize game starter. And I can go check what the other modules do with this. So if we go to sandbox, let me see. If I go to sandbox module and then look at what the initialize game starter does here. So they cast, so you get this campaign starter object as an argument when you do initialize game starter. So what they do here is that they, let me increase this size as well a bit. They cast it to campaign game starter and then they check that it's not null, and this looks very good, so I want this. So this way and it's not called game starter object here, but it's called starter object. Okay, and this is very good. We want this campaign starter object because this is where we can actually make our behaviors, add our behaviors. You can see that what this sandbox submodule does in its initialize game starter is that they register a bunch of behaviors. Behaviors are really nice for modding purposes because they're basically like independent of each other. Let's look at one of these. What do they do? We have news manager, we have air selection campaign behavior, common villagers, traders campaign behavior. Let's look at traders campaign behavior. Okay, and they have register events where they where they like basically listen to events, or they register their listeners for different events. And this only has session launched event. So this behavior would basically do something only in the very beginning of your game, or when you start a session of gameplay. Let's look at something else. Settlement musicians. This listens to on mission started event. So I guess when you start a quest. What does settlement musicians even do? That's really weird. You can do all kinds of stuff. Wait. can't I go back? What's news manager? Okay, news manager listens to something more useful, I guess. So news manager listens to hourly tick events. So basically this hourly tick gets called every hour that passes in game time, and weekly tick so every week. Then it also listens to on news sent to news manager event, whatever that is. That sounds very scary. But basically we want our behaviors to listen to stuff like this, like something that we like. And actually I know already what we want for this. So my goal is to give the player XP whenever they walk on rough terrain. So I think like hourly tick party, yeah, hourly tick party event is perfect. So this will give me every hour, it will call my code for each party, each mobile party on the map. So that's perfect. So let's just see this. So campaign events. Okay, so we need I need my own behavior class. So let's first look at what does behavior class have. So like my movement, scouting skill, movement behavior. So it inherits from campaign behavior base. So we need this thing. It says that it doesn't implement these things. So let's implement that class. Bye, Raymond. Okay, so sync data. We don't need sync data. So this is sync data is when you need to, or when you want to store states. So save game, load game. We don't need that because we just give XP. But we want to register events. So campaign events. Campaign events register. Oh. So the one that I wanted was hourly tick party and add non-serialized listener. This a new action with the type that is here. So this is it's hard to see because it fades out, but it's the interface mountain plate event mobile party. So the action needs to match this type. A new action mobile party. So this will be the argument, and this we don't know yet what this is. So this is basically give XP. This will be our action, which will be called every hour for every party. So next thing we need to figure out is what type of terrain we are sitting on, right? So now we have something that is called every hour for each party. Actually, I could also like just show that actually works, but maybe I go like one step at a time. So we can do some debug printing here. So if party, I want to print my debug stuff only for my party, but this thing is called for every party on the map. So if party is mobile party, main party. So this will make me able to write like debug stuff here. Information manager, right? Display message. I want to write debug stuff only for my party. And here we can figure out what the terrain type is that my party is sitting on. So let's go like, there should be something like terrain type, right? Hopefully there's something like that. Or just terrain. Let's see, all of the above. We can try to figure out how this is actually work, how this is used. So these are terrain types. I can analyze this, figure out where it's used. Oh, actually, by the way, this is dnSpy. So this tool is dnSpy, used to look at what is inside DLLs, what is inside the game code. So to start using this, I just go to the game directory and load all the DLLs, at least all the DLLs that start with tail worlds, and then go to like the modules, load all the DLLs from the sandbox, and maybe load all the DLLs from the story mode, but you could also skip that. And then I can just search for stuff. So this is now everything that uses terrain type. So I want to find something that is related to like movement speed, right? Because surely the movement speed is affected by if we are walking in forest or we are walking in sand or something. So let's see. Calculate final speed. Looks good. So let's just go to calculate final speed. Here we should find something that uses the terrain type in a way that we want. So this looks very good already. We can just copy paste this, I think. So it uses map scene wrapper to get terrain type from mobile party. And our mobile party here is called party. And then if the party is main party, I can print this out, right? So to string, this should work, right? So now I can just run this. So now I got the terrain type, and I'm outputting my debug only when the party equals main party. So let's just start new game and save it so that I can use continue game later, and I don't have to create a new game every time. So now let's see, what did I forget? I probably forgot a bunch of things. So first of all, I forgot to actually register the behavior. So we're not getting anything. So let's do that. Let me go back to the initialize. So let me search again for initialize game. Initialize game starter for sandbox. So I can look at like how do they register stuff. So they just do this, new campaign game starter, add behavior, right? So I have my campaign game starter right here. So add behavior, new scouting skill manager, scouting skill movement behavior. Okay, so that was one thing that I forgot. Did I forget something else? Maybe not. Let's try again. So right now we're just doing this as a behavior because behaviors are nicely behaved. Oh, and I forgot to save, I guess. Oh, I forgot to... So now, since I have a save game, I should modify...
For 500 years.
I should modify the launch line so that it continues the previous campaign, from the previous save game. So to modify the launch line, I come here to properties and launch settings.json, and here in command line args I will write continue game, which will skip the main menu and directly load the last save. That will just make loading the game a bit faster. So now, hopefully my behavior is actually loaded, and you can see that every hour it will write here what type of terrain I'm on. So now I'm in forest, in plain. I'm in plain. I'm in forest. I guess this is also plain. So we can see that this is working fine. I could also go to snow, I guess. Is there any snow? Oh, there isn't any snow. We can see that it's working, so that is all good. And also I can put a breakpoint in my code and show that this is code for every party on the map. Even though the debugging is only written for my own party. So if we break here, we can see that this party right now is looters. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if I can make this larger. It doesn't let me make it larger, but it says that the party right now is looters. So clearly that is not my party. Okay, so but that actually, this party doesn't have a leader probably, so we should also check that we don't run our XP giving code for something like looter party, because looter party obviously doesn't need scouting XP. Okay, but now we have the face terrain, and let's actually do the party leader hero is not null. So this will filter out all the looter parties and stuff like that. Now I want to do one more check, which is we don't want to give XP for parties that are standing still. So it's moving, I guess. So this would only give XP if the party is moving. That seems good. And then actually we can already do this, like we could do switch on the face terrain type. Like, or I can just do ifs. I could do like is not plain, I guess. If I don't want to specify the hard terrains in any way, I can just do terrain is not plain, give XP in that case. So how do we give XP actually? Let's figure out that next. How do we figure out how XP is given? So let's go to default skills, which will list all the skills in the game. So let's go to like scouting, because scouting we want to add scouting, so let's just look at that. So I will analyze this skill object scouting, just click analyze. Let's try to figure out where it is used and how. It's used in a bunch of places. Let's try to look at something that gives... This looks very good, right? Skill leveling manager. So I can just copy this, I think. So I went to the default skills and I analyzed the scouting skill. And then I found the skill leveling manager. And I think I can just copy this and this should give this takes party, skill object, and how much XP you give. So perk roll scout. I wonder what the skill effect is actually. Perk roll scout. Why does the leveling manager want to know the perk roll? That's kind of interesting. Oh, maybe it's oh, so I don't specify who gets the XP. I don't specify the hero that gets the XP. I specify the role that gets the XP. That's interesting. I did not know that. That's weird. I would have expected that. You give the XP to specific hero. On travel. Yeah. I know that better. I want to get there later. First I want to do it with behavior because this is how you should actually make mods. You should actually make mods as behaviors when possible. So I will later use Harmony to enable the already existing thing that gives scouting XP. But first, like, if you can make your mod as a behavior, I think it's better to do it that way so it doesn't interfere with the existing code. But why does this not work? So skill leveling manager does not contain, I mean, surely this thing exists, but it's private. So it's private, so I'm not allowed to use party skill exercised. That's kind of weird. Okay, so how do you in general give XP then? Maybe this was not such a great way to do this skill leveling manager. So how do you, let's just find some place where they give XP for something else than if the skill leveling manager doesn't work for us. I don't want to use this right now because this party skill exercise is private function, so I cannot call this nicely. Even though this would be the exact thing that I actually need. You can just give it skill object and say how much skill XP you want to give, but let's go back to default skills, and I could call this private method with Harmony. That would probably be what I would do actually, but let's try to do this without Harmony for now. So is there something that gives charm skill without this, like directly with like something nicer? Am I going to upload this? Probably. Or I will probably just keep it public. TV gives XP for completed actions. Is all XP given through the skill leveling manager? Is this all like is this all private stuff? Let me see. Surely there is something that can just like give XP to hero like directly. I can just go through, actually I can just go through here. So effective engineer, add skill XP. So I can just do this, right? Yeah, I should have done this already. So let's just use the raw thing. So I need the effective engineer. So I need to do this same thing. So I need to get the effective scout. I need to check that it's not null. And then I need to give the XP directly to the hero. Right, so scout is party effective scout. Scout is not null, then we give XP to the scout. What was it? Add skill XP. So default skills, scout, And let's just put like random number here, or let's put a huge number first so that we can see that it works. And this was unfortunately private, so we could not use that. Now we should see that if we walk in something else than plains, we get lots of scouting XP. So let's see, I first walk in plains. That was not the scouting XP, no. So first let's walk in plains. Nothing is happening. And then let's go to forest, and I will get a ton of scouting XP. So this is working kind of right. At this point it would be just about, well, I can also test that. Let's get a companion who is scout. Let's make this guy scout. And let's see that he gets the XP if he's set as scout. Brief Iron Belly gained level, so it's working on another level. Okay. So our behavior is working now, and we can probably also see that other people are gaining a ton of levels. So if you look at Kaladok, Kaladok has 100 scouting. Probably everyone else has 100 scouting as well. Everyone who is moving, he has 108 scouting. This is not normal, by the way. Normally AI doesn't have this high scouting levels. 100 scouting. So I think 100 scouting. So 100 is probably the learning limit. So that's why they are all at 100, because they hit the learning limit and they put them to 100 scouting. So it seems to be giving everyone lots of scouting XP, and maybe that's what you want, but maybe not. But let's say that it is the desired behavior here now. So obviously this should be something less than this, and these ifs are actually in the wrong order, so let's move them around a bit. So let's just make it like 10 XP or 50 XP. I don't really want to spend too much time here. So let's say you get 50 XP for desert. This should be else if. Let's say you get 20 XP for forest. I could do this some other way, but this is fine, I think. Maybe you don't agree that this is the best way to write this code, but you get 40 XP, 30 XP for snow. And this is per hour. So this would be 40 XP per hour when walking in snow. And this would basically be done, right? This would be pretty much, I think, the complete mod that gives XP for walking in rough terrain. Obviously you might want to tweak these numbers, but it would be fine. So another way of doing this would be so completely separate way of doing this without using the behavior would be to fix the existing thing that is supposed to give you scouting XP. So if we go back to default skills and find the scouting skill again. So the skill object for scouting, and analyze this again, we can see that in the skill leveling manager there is this on travel. So you're supposed to get, let's see what the official thing is supposed to do. So it says that you get more XP if you're in forests, and it's kind of random. It's randomized and it gives you skill XP for this hero. So let's go one level above. Where is this code from? Let's go actually one more level above. So this is work skills. And this is called hourly. So you can see this is hourly tick. So hourly they work the skills, and then every 4 hours. So this is a module of 4. So every 4th time. They also check is moving. So this is something that the game already does. Already every 4 hours for each mobile party they do this check scouting. But here it says that this is not run for the main hero, right? So here it's a... But like maybe it should do it for the main hero. So maybe you just want to modify, but like most of this stuff is like working fine. So the mobile party calls this check scouting every 4 hours, and maybe you like this, and maybe you just want to modify this function so that it works for main party. So if this worked for main party, then you would get scouting XP with this. So now I will use Harmony to patch this method to suit my needs. So I don't like how this method is implemented. I like the general idea of how stuff is done, but I want to use Harmony to slightly modify this method that checks the scouting. Let's just disable what I did previously. So I will just disable the whole behavior. So none of this is relevant anymore. So let's see how we could use Harmony to just slightly modify what the game is already doing. And this is like kind of riskier than using a behavior, because the behaviors are nice and like separated. But when you try to patch the game directly, that is anything but nicely separated. You're just making a monkey patch on what the game is already doing. But let's say I'm happy with just patching this check scouting function. So let's do like class check scouting patch. Okay, and now I need to try to remember how Harmony works. So when the template that I used to create this project, it already comes with Harmony, like Harmony enabled. So this is Harmony patch, right? And what do you give Harmony? Let's go actually see the documentation. I'm not like I don't remember everything about Harmony like by heart yet, but this looks kind of wrong. That's some sort of Harmony blockchain. So Harmony C#, and this looks good. Documentation. Okay, so now I finally found the Harmony documentation. And so Harmony is used to patch existing methods. And you can do like prefix, meaning that your stuff should run before the existing method, or postfix, meaning it should run after. And in postfix you can get the results. Like the function already ran, so you can get the result. In prefix you can say that you don't want the original to run at all. So prefix can, somewhere in here, from prefix you can return a bool, meaning like if you return true, that skips it, right? So this was what I actually wanted to see. So this is the attribute you need to give for your patch class. So I want to get the type and the method of the thing that we are patching. So I'm patching mobile party, name of mobile party, And then is the method is probably private, right? Yeah, so let's just give the name check scouting. If it was not private, then I could use if it was public, then I could use name of to get the name of the method, but no, that does not take name of. That takes the type. Like this. Type of, okay. That's a type of mobile party and check scouting. So now we should be patching this method. So check scouting in my case. And let's say I want to completely ignore what the original was doing. So in that case, I guess I run prefix and I return through, I guess. So to stop executing prefixes and skip the original, let the prefix return a bool that returns false. To let the original run all prefixes, after all prefixes, return bool that returns true. So I return false. I want to skip the original. This was fine, except that it didn't run it for main party, and I did not like that. I wanted it to run for main party. So this does not actually return anything. So we don't need return value. And they use this here bunch, so it's like underscore instance. Is it 2 underscores or 1 underscore? Wait. So you can get bunch of injections is the place where you want to go. So you can get bunch of, with Harmony you get bunch of these injections. So these are like special arguments that you can define, and they will give you a bunch of different stuff. So for example, I can get the original instance, which is this what was this here. It's like this special argument here, underscore underscore instance. So I can just replace a bunch of these things with this instance, and actually this will probably just work, except well, let's just see, maybe this just works. And this was the part that I did not like about the original. I wanted to run for my hero as well, my party as well. Let's actually make sure that this works by actually printing some stuff. Again, I will use the information manager to display a message. We are gaining scouting XP. And this on travel will already calculate the XP based on the terrain type. This is already in the game, so I don't think I need to, let's say I don't need to change this. Let's say I'm happy with this existing way of giving XP. It's kind of weird because they only check forest, and then they give you like they give you 3 XP even if you're not in forest. They give you 5 XP if you're in forest, and yeah, well, it's fine. So I modified this so that Now it runs even for my party, and I also added this debug. So let's just see if this works now. Oh, I need to register my Harmony patches. I keep forgetting this. So if you use Harmony, you need to register it. It's somewhere in here. Introduction. I could just write it from memory, I guess. So you create new Harmony, and then you patch all. Where is patch all? Here. Okay, so this is what I want to do actually. So when the submodule is loaded, I want to create new Harmony instance and then patch all. So what patch all will do is that it will look for these annotations, these attributes that I write to all my patch classes, and it will just enable all my patches. So here I write my map movement tutorial mod, and then apply all the patches that are written as these attributes, classes with these Harmony patch attributes. So now it should, if everything is working correctly, it should just load my patch. Cannot get results from void, so it doesn't like that I use it did not like that I had this result here. I had this because I copy pasted the code and I didn't actually check what my copy pasted code was doing. So it used this like result but prefix is void, so it doesn't have result, so I don't need that. Since it's void, I'm not allowed to get the result get the result injection. These are called injections. So instance is one injection that I am actually using. It says here, this is similar to keyword this. I was also using this other injection, which is the results. And there's a bunch of these. You can get fields. This is very useful. You can get private fields by adding like 3 underscores. 1, 2, 3, and then the name of the private field. And you can also make them writable with ref keyword. You can get all the arguments. So now we are gaining scouting XP. So my patch is working. And this will be run every 4 hours. So the in-game rough terrain scouting XP thing runs every 4 hours. Let's see. Scouting 36. It said that I get 5, right? So now it should say 41. Oh, maybe it's even more. Maybe I spotted tracks or something. It was 6. Oh, I don't know. Anyway. It is sort of working now. It runs for our main party as well. And this is how you like patch methods in game that you don't like what they're doing. This was so easy because the game was already doing almost what we wanted anyway. The game was already like almost giving you XP when you were walking around. So we just patched this one method a bit, and it was all we needed. And Harmony is very nice. You can just patch anything you want. Like for example, when I did the Auto Resolve Simulator, that app uses Harmony a lot. Like, I just patched some method that runs right before you fight Auto Resolve battles, and then do my simulations there, and then run the original method so that it still runs the fight as normal. So you can do pretty powerful stuff with this. And so I had one more idea, which was like maybe giving more morale if you have salt in your inventory. It's kind of related, not exactly, but that should also be something that is like done with harmony by patching, I guess, the thing that gives you morale from food. Again, I could maybe do this as behavior. Possible to patch it to give XP for anything but flames instead of just forest. So if I wanted to change how it gives XP with the patching route, I would have to patch this function next, right? Like now I just patch this function that checks like if you should be given XP at all, and if I wanted to change how exactly it gives XP, I need to patch this skill leveling manager on travel. If I'm not happy with this method, I need to patch this one. If I want to ignore this completely, I could just let's say I despise how the game does the scouting thing completely, so I could just like I could completely disable this. I could do patch that completely disables the check scouting. I did it. Let's say so this would effectively completely disable the check scouting. So now no party is gaining XP through movement, and then I could enable my behavior again because I like my stuff better. In my opinion, this scouting skill movement behavior, how I implemented it, was perfect. So now the original scouting XP from movement is disabled and mine is much better, much nicer. So other thing I could have done is just so on top of patching this check scouting, I could have just went here on travel and patched this one as well, change how it works, or completely change how it works, however I like. So let's actually see if I can implement the salt idea. So let's go see how the morale is calculated, I guess. So I want to like, my idea is that if you have salt in your inventory, you should get like 1.5 times as much morale from food or something like that. I think that would be fun. So let's try to find like how morale is calculated. So I just search, I have all the DLLs loaded, so I can just search, do like really broad search. Actually maybe party morale is probably part of the mobile party, right? I would imagine mobile party has morale. Recent events morale sounds very good. So let's just analyze recent events morale. Let's try to find how it... food consumption behavior. Is this... Let's go see what food consumption behavior does. They do daily starvation morale penalty. So if he's starving, they apply starving penalty. I wanted to find where do they give the bonus for having more food items. So campaign, so finance model. Recruit prisoners. Mobile party daily tick. Let's actually, what does this do? To zoom out a bit so that I can actually see what it does. So sometimes you need to look for things a bit more. Surely somewhere in here they... Oh, I was just blind. Calculate food variety morale bonus. Okay, so that's very explicitly what I wanted to find. So they do switch on item roster food variety. And they have this result, which is this ref that is given in. Okay, so let's just say that I want to patch this one. I want to change it so that if you have salt, you get more food variety bonus. So let's do another patch. So this time we want to patch default party morale model. Type of default party... Wait, what was it? Party morale model. Need to probably add some more namespaces. And I want to patch calculate food variety morale bonus. Food variety. Food variety morale patch. So I think this time I want to do postfix. Like I'm kind of happy with what this thing does. So it generates some sort of result which is based on how much food you have, and it also applies your gourmet perk. So this time I want to do postfix. And I need this thing. So the original arguments in Harmony, you can actually just copy these to your postfix. This should just work. The original arguments are available to you with their original names. So here, like, I put this like __ instance because this instance is like injection thing. I guess these original arguments are also kind of injections, but they are injections that are available with their original names. So if I write like mobile party some random crap, this would not work because the names have to match. Like, how would Harmony know that it's supposed to give the party argument to this as this some random crap argument? It cannot know that. So the original arguments are available in Harmony patches, like with their original names. And I could also, like, if I want instance, so I can do stuff like this, or it can be, the order doesn't matter, but I could get the instance here. So instance in this case is like this word this. So the class that I'm patching is default party morale, so the instance type is also default party morale model. Or I can put this here, the order doesn't matter, the names matter. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this, like what they give me over here. So then I want to get I want to figure out if they have salt in their inventory, and then I want to multiply this result based on that. So let's see, party.item roster. Let's do like let's do something like that. I have no idea what salt is, so how should I check if someone has salt? So let's just go in game and break here, and then we can maybe see that once I break on salt, then I can figure out how I would actually create an if statement that is only true with salt. So let's do like let's use this trick that I did previously as well. So let's run this only for main party. Oh, well, this is not instance, this is party. Let's run this only for main party, and let's do like, well, some sort of useless thing that I can use to break. I just want there to be some statement here. I don't really care particularly what it is. And now I think once we get in game, it will pretty quickly break here. Or once it's trying to calculate food variety morale, it should break here. And that happened actually already in the loading screen. So now we get like this stuff. In my inventory I apparently have grain. Item, grain. Trade item. Oh, multi-mesh name, merchandise grain, name. Maybe there's some sort of ID. String ID sounds pretty good. I would imagine string ID is something that doesn't change like between localizations and stuff. Like I want to get something that is like static in every localization. Let's actually go in game and let's get salts. Oh, I removed the... That's kind of interesting why that gives me so much XP. I guess that's a bit weird. Do you sell salt? You don't sell salt. So I can use cheats to get salt. Now, if I re-enable the breakpoint, it's kind of weird. Why is this running all the time? Why is the game calculating morale bonus when I'm not running on the map? The clock is not running. I guess it's continuously updating this UI. That's not good. Why do you continuously run this stuff? Right. So every moment the game is trying to calculate how much food variety morale you get. That's very nice. Anyway, so the string ID of salt is salt. So I think I could use that, and it would be the same in every language version of the game. I could also use this ID. Let's, just for the sake of argument, let's use this ID, I guess. I don't know, this is maybe not the best way of doing this. For sure not the best way of doing this, but it should work. Wait, ID is... Huh. So this is item roster element. I should have checked before I exit the thing. I should have checked like how do you actually get? I guess it's this one, item object. This dot equipment element dot item. Oh, that's weird. So the item is item roster element. So equipment element item object. So ID equals this thing that I pasted probably. And this should be new MB GUID. I could check how MB GUID is actually used, but I guess. Whatever, let's just use the string ID. And the string ID for salt was salt. I don't want to deal with the ambiguous stuff right now. So the string ID for salt is salt, and then we have this result, which is what the calculate food variety morale bonus originally did. And add factor should be good, like 0.5. So add factor is something that you give like multiplier to. And I'm pretty sure like 0.5 means that it is actually the sum of factors is increasing. I guess the sum of factors starts at 1, and then you add something to the factors and basically multiplies it by 0.5. I think that should maybe work. Just to make sure that, again, like, let's put some silly value here so that we can see that it's actually working, or like we can definitely see that it's working. So now we go through the item roster. If we have salt, we should also break because we found salt. This is not the perfect way of doing this because like this would be ran way too much, as we saw that this calculate food variety morale bonus is ran way too much. And what they actually do in the actual code was they use this food variety, which is like just an integer, and it's calculated somewhere. This is cached data, so there's some sort of caching system here. They don't run this all the time, every frame, but let's say I don't care right now. Actually, you should care. Actually, you should care about performance, but let's say I don't care right now. So now I should check. It should check the inventory, see that I have salt in my inventory, and then multiply the result by 1.5 basically, or add like factor of 0.5. No, I add a factor of 10. So it should multiply it by 10 or 11. So let's see, let's buy a bunch of food. Enough to get a morale bonus. Now we have food variety bonus of 5. Then let's give myself a salt. Config, cheat mode. Item, keep party, item, salt, and like 4 salt. And we see that food morale went to 100. And we also see that the tooltip is calculated separately. The tooltip is calculated separately. That kind of sucks. Why? Maybe it just didn't update or something. So we actually got the morale, but we did not get updated tooltip. But how does that even make sense? We have this function called calculate food variety morale bonus. How come the tooltip does not use this? Oh well, I guess I need to figure... I guess I should go figure out why that happens. So how do we... This is, I think... I can use like debug UI... No, UI debug mode. Set debug mode. I can use this UI.set debug mode to like see what widget this is. It will tell me that this is probably too small for you to read, but it says that this is from map view model info bar widget and top info bar. So let's go see what info bar widget is. Info bar widget should be a type, And I guess if it doesn't load, then that most likely means that I don't have enough DLLs loaded.
Our struggle as artists isn't about
Because infobar widget definitely should be a type.
rather
So let's see.
it's about tending to the broken parts.
Let's make sure that I have all the DLLs loaded.
We create things as a reflection of this struggle.
Let's
Study
load some
our
more.
perception of self. Benwave isn't necessarily a thing you achieve.
Let's load tail world.
Rather, it is a state of mind which you constantly strive toward.
Bunch of DLLs.
This all comes from an understanding that
Not native
ideas aren't
though.
static,
Uh,
but fluid,
maybe that's fine.
like water,
Map infobar widget. We found it.
like water.
I wonder if this is the right one actually. It says only infobar widget, but map infobar widget. Maybe it's fine. Do they have something about morale? Nope. This is in... Let's see. This is top info bar hint widget. I mean, surely this is map info bar. I could go look at the XML that created this UI. Let's do that. So next thing I guess I want to go check is like the UI definition for this. So there should be something called info bar, top info bar. And this was in count with UI widgets. Let's go try to find it's roughly in sandbox GUI prefabs map bar. Is it in map bar? Info bar widget top info bar. We saw definition. Top info bar. Then our hint, health hint, morale hint. So info bar has hint widget that uses morale hints. I guess the VM is actually... Does this say what the VM is? That would be very nice. The VM is probably the map VM. I was kind of... Right, I was not supposed to go to the widget. Widget is kind of useless here. I was supposed to go to the map VM. Actually. Yeah. So here you have like morale... No? Morale hint... Well, I can just search for morale hint. Since I went through the trouble of finding how it's actually used, I can just search for morale hint. This is so large that I cannot even see the... And it should be property, and it's in map info VM. Okay, and then let's see how the morale hint is updated. Get party morale tooltip, campaign UI helper. Get tooltip for property. What is this? What is this wrap? Morale explained. Get effective party morale. Calculate food variety morale bonus. I mean, it's kind of weird. Surely this is exactly the thing that I changed. Default party morale model. Calculate. Oh, I know now. Here. Food bonus morale text. Okay, so well, it was good that I went through that because it fixed my confusion. But but it was kind of a detour. So explained number contains some sort of explanation here. So here they add the explanation. So food bonus morale text is this. Is what you see here, the food variety text. And they just add the explanation here. And when I ran I did my postfix function here. This explanation has already been added. So when I change it in my postfix, it doesn't matter from the point of view of the explanation. It changed the actual amount of morale that I get. This was enough to change the actual amount of morale that I get. But it did not fix this explanation. So let's just go here. It's like right here. I can see the results and I can go to the non-public members maybe? Explainer? No? There's no explainer here, so I guess I don't have anything that... Oh. Maybe I don't have anything that gives... No, I have. But how does this explanation thing actually work? I haven't done this ever. They added this to the explainer, but the explainer is null. Why is the explainer null? I guess I don't understand why the explainer is null, but I guess what we learned here is that I don't actually want to do this as postfix. After all, I guess I want to do it again as prefix where we ignore the original. And then I just need to... So let's do return false to ignore the original. And then I guess I need to just copy paste everything here. This is not ideal. I don't like doing this. The original function was almost kind of fine, but right now I cannot figure out a way to fix this ordering issue, that this should be afterwards. And this needs this needs this. So I need to add instance. Default party morale model. this is probably private. Oh, so here I can actually use one of the injections. So 3 underscores. I don't need the instance if I do this. This is private field, right? Food morale, bonus text. This is private field. I can get this with this 3 underscores injection. I don't need the instance, and I don't need to use harmony or anything to get the private field. Well, I use harmony to get the private field, but I can get it with this injection. And what did I do? I copied this thing. I guess we don't need this main party thing anymore. Maybe it's just confusing at this point. So now my thing that multiplies the morale by 10 is ran before. I guess it could be here, if we are being honest with ourselves, inside this if. Otherwise, this if is basically checking if we have any food items at all. Yep, that looks fine. So now, since our multiplication is done before this explanation is added, the explanation should contain our multiplication. I wish I could have done it as a postfix, but it didn't happen. Sometimes the code doesn't work your way. Let's see if I remove the debugging thing. Oh well, this thing here. I guess I could also remove the scouting debug. Gaining scouting. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. Okay, and right now I have negative 48 morale. Actually, so now we're gaining +6 from food variety, and let's try to do that salts, and now it is still not showing. It's still not showing the food variety thing. So this thing adds num, so that's wrong. It should not do num, it should do like result value, no? Result number. So what was happening there was that I was trying to be fancy, but this code was not being fancy. So this explanation number, let me try to explain how this explanation number works. Explain number. Explained number has like a base number and some sort of multiplier, like factor. I was modifying the factor. Let's go see explained number. This is basically like enhanced number thing that the code base uses all around. They have like limit, you can limit to some value, like basically do like clamping that is active all the time. You have some sort of base number, And you also have these explanation objects, which was the root of all the pain here anyway. And then you have these like specialized adding and multiplying functions. So add is sum and add factor is like multiplying. But here in the code, when they actually added this was like this. Let's actually see what this is actually doing. Oh. So this was so when they add stuff, they add this food morale bonus text. I guess I do. Okay, let's not do this. This was a bad idea. So let's do int salt. Oh, let's do float salt factor. Let's say that salt factor is 10. And here, let's do salt factor here. And this was num. And so this is fine now. So here you can see that like the second argument is the explanation. So here the explanation is default perk steward gourmet name. So the name of this perk, gourmet. And here the explanation is food morale bonus text. And let's not even worry about the factors. I could maybe demonstrate like how let's do result add factor, and let's do like 0.4 or whatever float. Text object new text object. This is kind of stupid, but whatever. So now it will actually compute what this factor should be based on what base number. That's a problem. This will be 0, right? Because the base number, they don't set the result base number anywhere, they just add stuff to it. Well, let's actually see. I can probably do like base number, it's get only. Why is get only? I don't know. Anyway. There is some sort of base number, and the add factor probably only affects the base, and since the morale bonus was added, maybe it does nothing, or maybe it does something else, I don't know. Maybe it multiplies to 50. Now we should have new explanation. This is kind of stupid. 19.2. So the base is 50, I guess. So 0.4 of 50 is probably 19. Yeah, sounds good. But now we should finally... Our salt thing should finally be working now. Now we have food variety buff. Let's do config, cheat mode, 1, campaign, item, salts. Oh, add modified item was completely wrong, so item to party. Now the tooltip is finally correct, right? Yeah, plus 60 from food variety. Just needed to read what the code is actually doing and not do something really stupid. And now we could fix the salt factor to be like 1.5, which makes more sense. Actually, you know what? I could even add it as like a separate thing, right? Separate from food variety. So instead of doing this, and this code is starting to look like really stupid, but whatever. I can add it as separate line. So if Num is larger than 0, and salt salt factor is larger than 0. I can add the salt bonus as its own line. Oh, except here. This is kind of what is this? Oh. The flow is not ideal, but whatever. So now the salt bonus should be separate line. Okay, and I cannot use the factor here because the base value for the factor is the 50 and not the num. The num in this context is how much food variety you have. Okay, and one last time. I should have saved after I get this stuff done, but and now the salt bonus is given separately here. And if I buy more food stuff, like I don't have dates, I don't have beer, I don't have olives. It was 1.5 the salt bonus, and now the salt bonus is 3.5. Probably it shouldn't be a float. Maybe it doesn't matter too much. And right now it floats. Right now you can have 0.5 morale. I guess that's fine. Apparently it works. I don't know if there's anything normally that gives you 0.5 morale or anything like that. Anyway, the mystery is solved. Now the tooltips are kind of correct. Okay. So that is scouting skill from rough terrain, difficult terrain, and then morale from having salt in your inventory. I guess one thing you should add here maybe is something that consumes salt as well. Like food is consumed, so maybe the salt should also be consumed. Right now, how this works is just you just need to have it in your inventory. So it's kind of way too easy, but like it's kind of fun. The salt should do something in this game, I think. So at least now salt does something. So, I think that is everything. People said that that hurts my head so much. I think he was referring to the explained number, or maybe my code. Either way, it's probably true. Is there anything else that I missed in the chat? Do the caravan skills, do trade skill work? Get XP when caravan make money? Should it work that way? I don't understand the question and I don't know the answer. I guess there aren't that many questions. Or at least nothing that I can understand anymore without context. So I guess I'm done. Thank you for watching. And I hope you found this helpful. So yeah, I'm done. Peace.